In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Alright, I know what happened now. Yeah, so basically, right before the stream I dropped my headset, and apparently there was a mute button that was toggled off on the microphone's controller. The odds of that happening when it drops are like so crazy. It's like busting my head trying to figure out what's going on there. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna see if there's anything better. Oh, and of course, the freaking ad is gonna come up again. Let's snooze that. Okay, is there anything better than this team comp this week? All the apprentice bosses are done except for the Brigand Pounder, so I don't need bandit arms for that. I do want some, yeah, repose strategy here. Another alternative would be getting Vestal and Crusader to level 1. But no, if I'm going to play an Aquarian in rank 4, then yeah, I'd rather have a Cultist in rank 2 here. And the next question is whether I want to stick the Dark Crown that I so impulsively bought in the Nomad wagon. Yeah, in case you missed the giraffe, apparently when I dropped my headset before stream, like the mute switch got toggled on the controller. So thanks for pointing that out. It would have been a very different stream had you not pointed that out, I guess. Alright. Yeah, so I will take this team. Gotta decide if I want to take Dark Crown or Book of Relaxation on the Occultist here. We're good on stage. Oh, wait, look at camps just yet. Good here, good here. 2 sources of encourage. I only have 1 source right now. So Antiquarian has encourage. This Plague Doctor is pretty good. Must well get encourage on her for the rest of the campaign. It's fine. It's fine here. I kind of want Curious Incantation. Kind of just fits the... It just slots really well, and she's going to be going on a good amount of quests ahead. So let's just grab that. Let's do something like this. Okay, so Dark Crown or Book Relaxation. Increased stress reduction, virtue chance, or a little bit of accuracy for the level 0 would also seem pretty impactful here. If I even hit just like 1 bone courtier that would have missed otherwise, it'd be pretty good. The accuracy is 90 here as opposed to something like 110 base. 110 base. Yeah, I really do feel like he should get a little bit of accuracy here with stress reduction. That's the reason I didn't sell this item, is literally only for level 0s. You get the double bonus of all around accuracy and then mind stress. I think that makes a lot of sense here. So Mooncloak map, Bile, Swiftcloak, Cauldron, Book Relaxation. Well, he has taken a lot more stress from the Demon's Cauldron, so that might warrant the Dark one actually. Hey there Ash, rating with 13. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a good stream today. How's your current challenge going? So level 0 is taking plus 25% stress right off the bat. With the Demon's Cauldron, he's taking plus 35% more stress. So yeah, I actually think Dark Crown is warranted here. I'm even reluctant to take the Blasphemous Vial on Plague Doctors nowadays, because this is like the highest stress trinket in the game, as far as I'm aware. So, Demon's Cauldron has been pushing it. Let's take Dark Crown. Mic's kinda low? Oh, thanks for pointing it out. Maybe, like I said, I dropped my microphone before the stream, which kind of toggled the mute button off, and I had to struggle figuring that out. Let me just dial the volume up on the... Oh, that's pretty dialed up. Oh, actually my toggle on Streamlabs is pretty dialed down for the microphone. Maybe I was playing with it earlier. Let me know if that sounds better, Ash. Appreciate the input. I just dialed it up on my actual microphone and Streamlabs. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, how was your stream? I'm doing pretty good. I haven't done any, like, I literally got off stream when I talked with you yesterday, and then I have not done another dungeon since then, so I'm doing same as I was yesterday. Was that a new follower? Mr. Wanzi, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Now, Ash, a simple blunder. Yeah, it sucks. But you must be pretty early into your attempts anyway, I guess. That's to be kind of expected for the nature of challenges of a similar nature, I suppose. Yep, live and learn. Now, Ash, we had some good discussion yesterday, and I was, like, on the car ride to pick up my girlfriend, I was actually thinking about what you had told me with an Antiquarian Jester dodge comp, and I was just, like, struggling in my head to think about how that team would work. It was like, you mentioned dodge tanking with Jester, and you have Antiquarian, so I was thinking to myself, okay, you have Antiquarian Jester in the back 2 ranks, Jester solos forward, and if you're taking an Occultist as your primary healer, he has to go in rank 1, because if he goes in any other rank, he can't stun. And then you have 1 slot left for a damage dealer that has to start in rank 2, and then still be able to do damage from ranks 2 and 3 if Jester solos forward. So it's only got to be Houndmaster in my head, right? Like, it's Houndmaster, and that's pretty much it, if you're going to take an Antiquarian, Jester, Occultist strategy. Arbalest, Jester, Anti... Oh, okay, so you start with Anti in position 2. Okay, that would also make sense. Arbalest, Jester... Okay, and then if Arbalest is going to be your damage dealer, then you can slot someone else instead of Occultist. Okay, I get it now. I was trying to rack my brains to think about how that team comp was going to work. But that kind of clears things up. Yeah, I probably missed that part. Because otherwise, yeah, if you take a Cultist in that comp, you're pretty much lacking in damage, I was thinking to myself. Alright, so yep, we gotta progress the... Oh, yeah, we just want to focus on... The dual purpose of this quest is to get the Fresh Occultist to level 1 and get gold with Antiquarian. And then we still have the 1 Apprentice boss left. Both the Highwayman and Hellion will be coming out of the Abbey next week, hopefully, so we have the option of doing the last Apprentice boss after that. Shovels, antivenoms, bandages, herbs, keys, holy waters, don't need, don't need, don't need, don't need, don't need. Anything else we want to sell? Everything's looking pretty damn good here. I could actually sell Bag of Marbles, but then again, Mooncloak is not going to work in High Torch, so if I want to run like a dodge comp and Farm Setter maybe, just keep that around. It's only about 1,000 gold here. Anti-Venom to the Ruins, it's for spiders really. My logic is that if I do run into spiders, I don't want to waste a turn with Plague Doctor healing Blight off someone. And yeah, that's the thing, I guess, is we definitely take very different amounts of like supplies in the quest. I think that's one of the reasons I tend to need more gold than you. I think I like do remember you being in like the Weald or other places a lot when I was watching you early on, and you just like kind of run out of supplies, I feel like. And also when I have Occultist as my primary healer, I do like to take more bandages, just so I don't have to waste time battlefield medicine if, you know, I'm in the middle of a fight or something. Yeah, I've always taken antivenoms into the Ruins, literally just for spiders and for the Shambler, and also antivenom can be used to open chests as well. So, yeah, I could, now that like the run is much more settled in, I could consider taking less. Maybe just even 1 would be good enough. Yeah, you know what? Let's play around with that idea. I think I'm just in the habit of always taking more antivenom to like the first few dungeons in the Ruins, like week 2 and 3, because that's when spiders are at their most threatening, and you don't always have the battlefield medicine on Plague Doctor at that time. Anyway, this is exploration, so I'll take one more shovel. Shovels, anti-venom, bandages, herbs, keys. Take more supplies in higher difficulty. Fair enough, Av and Brights. So in 10 weeks it's about 20k gold. You can just heal the damage from dots and slowing stage. 1.5k behind and you have bank coming to 100. So in 10 weeks it's about 20k gold, coming to 100k in 30 weeks-ish. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Ash. Yeah, I do have very little gold right now. I did buy a lot of trinkets from the Nomad Wagon. I bought a moon cloak, a moon ring, a dark crown, and a demon's cauldron, so I think I'd have a lot more gold if not for just buying all these like 20k trinkets. But so far, my gold, according to my spreadsheet, the bank has made me 35k since week 14. It's been about 15 weeks now. The extra supplies cost you about 80 to 100k in 30 weeks. Yeah. But then again, like that's a difference in our playstyle, I kind of guess too, is because you secure a more consistent early game, which is the most difficult, by going for the granary first. I take extra supplies and go for, you know, the bank. Again, the difference in our evaluations of what the early game needs. Anyway, let me get this going for now. Yeah, you definitely played a different way, more stress healing, less use of the Abbey. I think you probably do. You can serve food more, so you also are able to loot the dungeon more after the end of the campaign. And then, yeah, probably a bunch of other stuff. I take more supplies, so yeah, the ways we play the game like safely, like consider playing the early game safely, are very different. I couldn't tell you for sure who's right and wrong. Well, this is kind of awkward. I guess cultist. Cool, cool. If you get the granary, you don't have to waste gold on all these supplies. I don't know. It's hard to say, Ash, because like I don't think the extra food and healing from the granary is a one-to-one for supplies. Like supplies are for the middle of a battle. Like if you get a bloodlet or something, you can bleed the whole team. A shambler bleeds the whole team at once. I don't think it's a one-to-one comparison.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Yeah, it's a big difference for outside the battles. Yeah, I was trying to think about this the other day too. This also like circles back to our discussion about you know, like Vestal versus Granary and okay, I made a mistake there. Hold on. Let's do this. It's like I almost feel like, you know, people like you and Name are kind of like, you know, you don't have to take Vestal. You can just take the Granary and then like an Occultist and 3 off healers, and then you don't have to take Vestal, right? And coming from my side, I'm kind of like saying, okay, you don't need to get the Granary and take 3 off healers. You can just take the Vestal and then whatever the hell you want. It's kind of like a difference in philosophy too. I like the kind of versatility that Vestal brings in team building, where you just have one primary healer, and you don't need any other healing on the rest of the team. And then, on the other hand, you like taking, you know, Granary, maybe a healing charm that gives you extra healing and all this other stuff. And I feel like it's more restrictive too. Like, I don't like that as much. And then same thing with the, you know, supplies versus not having supplies. Like, I'll see, I feel like when I observe you in Matchjack play sometimes, you guys just kind of like run out of provisions at some points. Of course, in the ruins, the antivenoms and shell bandages aren't really doing much for Curios, but in like the wheel, the warns, like, you get a lot of value just from, you know, curios too. Like, it's almost worth it just for the curios, the tree stumps and saps and everything else. Alright. 4 spiders, no surprise. In early games, like, I tend to pop the Holy Waters early. Like, if I see this comp early game, I'm just popping Holy Waters on people just to be a little bit more... Yeah, see, this is where it would have been nice to have a... what you call it, Book of Relaxation for a little bit of extra accuracy there, I think. In this scenario, I kind of feel like I should just get down. Okay, so if we can stun this spider and move him back, then that's 1 less mark. Okay. So in this case scenario, we have 1 spitter that can spit 20 damage at us, and that's fine, theoretically. Let's actually throw down the Blight here. We do have a chance of double stunning, but I think we're pretty safe. Even if she gets crit at these points, we're kind of just fine still. Yeah. No matter what happens here. Okay. So let me actually put a mark on Man-at-Arms in this scenario to encourage the spiders to attack him instead. They're just going to bite at this point, which isn't that bad, and then we have healers going after Occultist takes a turn. The bite can probably only crit for like 5 to 6, so stunning here would also be a good option, and then we just guard the Plague Doctor. Let's see, you don't need to loot all cures and mission with fun inventory. Yeah, and that's also an argument against the, whatchamacallit, the Cartographer's Camp too, I feel, in a sense. Like, the extra loot roll is only relevant for trinkets, but like you said, if you're just kind of filling your inventory with loot anyway at the end of the dungeon, the extra loot roll isn't that impactful. As I step away from Vestal and win for higher speed teams, Spider Camp is not an issue. Yeah, fair enough. Like you're right, Occultist does have better speed on average than Vestal, but on the same notion, like, again, I've mentioned this before, but Occultist also is less versatile with his stun. Like, if you get surprised against spiders, there's a 50% chance that Occultist cannot stun, right? There's a 75% chance that Vestal can still use her stun. I wouldn't, like, I do think Occultist is more consistent for spiders, but it's also not a 1-for-1.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
With most of champ missions, with enemies having 0 surprise chance, that's true. You did have the strategy for that. I do think I still like the map, like, but again, I never got the lantern to allow for that strategy. But I definitely see, yeah, the value in what you were doing there. So this is an example of where, you know, I might be inclined to just use the anti-venom in favor of killing. Like, you can either use the anti-venom when you bring anti-venoms, or you just heal here, right? If you have the spare anti-venoms, if I had like 2 or 3 of these, I would definitely just pop the anti-venom and blight the spider. But since I only brought 1, I'm probably inclined to like heal here, stun the spider, and then take my time stalling healing with the cultist.
A death by inches.
In that regard, Ash, I think you go for long or champion missions more for the quest rewards. I avoid champion missions as much as possible. I also think you did a lot more Endless Harvest than I did in previous runs. Yeah, ignoring the Blight is fair too. It's not as much of an issue when, you know, the team is established as it is. Like, if this is like weeks 3 to 5 or something, then I would be really hesitant to ignore that Blight when they have less healing and less control. What am I doing here? I want to heal the bleed off here, so I want to stun, but I also don't want to kill the spider. Okay. So here we can, yeah, do this, and then we're good. Let's hit twice to prevent... Okay, here we go. Good. I think that the reinforcements might come if I don't Vapors here. Okay, that's fine.
Falls, a faint hope blossoms.
So 2 Endless Harvests in the last run, that's not very much. Had to because I need to get shards for building. Yeah. And I was thinking, Ash, of trying the team that you had tried, which was the the Antiquarian, Plague Doctor, Man-at-Arms, Crusader. I never tried that comp, but it seems to be a lot better than the dodge comp I had taken in the past, which I copied from Thick Veiny. I think that team looks pretty consistent. Or else I'm just going to go with my standard Gestal Highwayman Shieldbreaker. Because I'm pretty comfortable with that team as well. Exploration, okay. I believe you're going to screw around with this. Does not look like it. It is the strongest team, you say. Sausage killed 1,000 enemies with it and still going for a few years. Oh, so you got your team from Sausage too. So your team comp was probably like Sausage's upgraded 2.0 comp. I think the comp I had that he copied from with Antiquarian, Houndmaster, Occultist Man-at-Arms is probably his like version before Man-at-Arms got nerfed with Bolster, and he probably tried to make it work for a while. But yeah, that does seem like a much better team that you were playing around with. So yeah, I kind of feel like I don't want to copy a team straight up, but also it's just like kind of too good not to in a way. So I do kind of want to explore that team. Okay, Dark Crown, a lot of value there. Okay, so he's already skipping his next turn. I don't want to get knocked back or stunned by this guy mainly. You know what? Instead of the Repose strategy, I could have gone for a Crush here and then a Festering Vapor, so they would have been pretty good. But I've committed to this. Let's hope I can outspeed her with Occultist. And double stun. Be nice. Speed is 7 though. And oh yeah. Ugh, what a bummer. At least we have the Fountain here. It's a small consolation. And then I gotta Blight the... Okay, let's see. I do have to put the Blight on him with Antiquarian to kill him. And then Man-at-Arms probably just gonna Crush here in that case.
Obliterated.
The real M, okay. The real me. Never heard of him. Interesting. Oh, that's bad. If Occultist afflicts here, I'm really pissed off. Okay, let's see. Lower Blight Resist. Let's actually try to, yeah, kill here to heal some stress off him.
Press disadvantage.
Okay, no stress heal.
Give them no quarter.
Well, I just hit the hunger check, so I didn't really want to camp here. The Fountain should prevent the Occultist from afflicting, so I could Invigorating Vapors for a potential next hallway fight. I could encourage this guy to attack the Man-at-Arms. He could do a little bit of tiny amount of heal here. Let me start snacking Dodge Vapors for next fight, because I'm probably just going to stun you anyway. Okay. And let's try to give the kill to Occultist again if we can. Meaning I will put the Blight here and I'll try to Sacrificial Stab. We can get some protection going to Man-at-Arms for next battle. Okay, he didn't get the...
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Oh, I forgot to swap the Mac back on. I can't believe I've done that again. It's so dumb of me. I should just stop taking off the map if I can't reliably remember to put it back on. It's pretty embarrassing. Okay, hopefully that's good enough for us to just get to the next hallway before camping. Oops. Occultist afflicting here would be super bad. But he does have a increased chance. So if he was level 1, this would be a 50% chance to virtue. Oh, minus 10% though, so most likely this guy's not virtuing. I do think we should save this for after camp. Okay, no surprise at least. Double stun is good. Okay. Good. I am thinking of just crushing here and finishing her off with the Antiquarian instead of a... I don't really... There's no damage to these here. I don't really care about the repose strategy for now. It's not quite enough though. If that's the case... Oh no, she hasn't taken her turn yet, so yeah, this will kill her. Good. Try to go for a double stun here. We have plus, that's 130% chance, that's a 50% chance double stun. And if we miss, then we just pull with the Occultist to kill it with Man-at-Arms. Okay, good. Still doing that anyway. That's unfortunate.
Continually onslaught.
Again, kind of missing the Book of Relaxation here. This is my dilemma. I was like, I might actually heal more stress just from hitting a few more attacks on the stress casters, but it's okay. It's good. We'll just finish with the crush here. Okay, good. Shall give him some resist for his next weird reconstruction. I guess we can just put a 2-turn timer on him. Probably use that
a momentary abatement.
Snag up our protection. Probably use a little more. And then we have one more turn to stall here. Use that next turn. Okay.
The flesh is knit.
Might just want to actually kill this with Cultist or the stress here. Okay. We didn't get the scout, so I am inclined to just camp here to get the stress down. Otherwise, I'm going to regret it. Take Incision. I'm not sure if we're going to actually hit Nighttime Ambush here. Probably. Guess I probably will. Abandoned Hope is also interesting. I think that's a little bit too much stress in Torchless. I don't think I've ever hit that button once in my life.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
So it could be Curious Incantation 1, that's 4. Then Tactics is 8. And then Instruction on the Cultist seems pretty good actually, because he is lacking in accuracy. And then we have 1 point left over for resupply. I think that's fair. So we can drop... I want to drop some stuff for the stress. There's a lot of stress trinkets on these people. Alright, let's drop this. Maybe just that. Okay, yeah. Curious Incantation, Unspeakable, Tactics, Instruction, Resupply. Food is actually really nice. Oh shoot, I can't... Okay, so I actually can't put these trinkets back on anyone. I can't select them right now. It's kind of awkward. Probably good to just pitch the Onks. I don't expect to get very many of these. Okay, I take the map off when we're walking. Only purpose of a map here would be for a secret room. That's fine. Okay. Nah, I'm not taking that. This is all scouted now. Without Vestal, I also, hate these comps more, because Fusilier is really nothing when you have Vestal, but when you get cleave damage, like 2 to 5, 4 damage on everyone, Occultist really struggles to keep up with that. That's the other thing, like, cleave enemy comps, like Shambler, Brigands, like, it just feels really bad to try to spot heal with Occultists and off-healers. It's probably more consistent just to stun, because it seems that the Demon's Pull has just been failing a lot of times. It has the same accuracy, but less chance to pull than I am to stun. Because this gives, it doesn't give move chance. And I hate these cutthroats so much. I think, Ash, you even said one of these cutthroats almost ended your run in Champion or whatever. These guys are deceivingly, like, dangerous. Like, every single move they do is extremely threatening. I hate these guys with a passion. That's stunned. He's dead. In this scenario, okay, he goes first. Yeah, these guys crit like motherfuckers. I hate them so much. God, I hate you guys. Speed of 3, speed of 4, speed of 5. Yeah, I just want to guarantee a stunning move. Oh, cool. We have a small chance of killing him. Okay, cool. That should be dead. Perfect. And then here, Bella would be pretty nice, but kind of just want to kill. Oh, I already regret pitching the Ox.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
Food is kind of low, not gonna lie, but this exploration, I think we should be okay. That's what I mean, like, I'll try to spawn these battles on purpose, and you guys will watch me walk back and forth like 20 times before giving up. But as soon as they actually matter, like, I'm just hitting them every single time. Pisses me off, man. Speed of 3. The Blight only does 5 right now. It's kind of awkward. I could take the Guaranteed, but feeling a little bit greedy, because this can just die to an Aquarian. Even the crit couldn't do a little more damage. That sucks.
The ground quakes.
Okay. That was the worst possible result.
Injury. Palpable fear. Inspiration and improvement.
Okay, that sucked. At the very least, though, we can heal for a little bit.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Alright, let's hope we make it. Got good scouting ahead, at least. You are freaking kidding me! Like, the battle... How is this happening? How are you giving me this much battles? Like... 3 backtrack battles in a row is actually pissing me off. Come on, man. Okay, at least we dodged. Okay, spit wasn't that bad here.
Another one falls.
I think if we stack dodge, it should last till the next battle here.
Beyond one's limits. The blood quickens.
See if I'm right. That's the other thing. I literally just pitched the anti-venom. Because in my head I was thinking, yeah, Ash is right, like, I don't need that. And I just get punished, like, immediately for that. Oh my god.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands. Impressive.
6 damage, it's annoying, but could be worse. But yeah, I'm also just used to, you know, having the antivenoms ready in Veteran. Yeah, I guess I could be a little more conservative with supplies in Apprentice, maybe. Again, it's like Apprentice, the first 30 weeks are kind of like the hardest in the game in a sense, so you also like don't want to be too conservative with that stuff. Looks like Jades are working out pretty well here. Yeah, I'll bitch the Unks. This food is going to be iffy though. I might have to suffer a hunger check. What can I say? I like to feast.
Even
I'm a
the
big
cold
feaster.
stone seems bent on preventing passage.
As long as I don't hit the hunger check in this hallway, okay, yeah, I think it should be good.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Whew, no hunger check again. Alright. This sucks, okay. I don't want to backtrack though for the scouted battle.
A handsome reward.
Okay, it's the last hunger check I get. Quest should be done like another 2 rooms here though. No scout, really. Okay. If I could get 2 more food from Curios, that'd also be nice. Either way,
Carelessness will find no clemency.
hunger
in
check or
this
not, I should be
place.
able to finish the quest. Yeah, unfortunately the Curious Incantation there also ran out. Wow, still no scout. So we might fail a hunger check in this hallway. Oh my god, can you chill out with that? Okay, good dodge at least. Scout. Okay. Secret room? Perfect. I was gonna say, if I did fail the hunger check here, I'd probably still keep going forward for some more loot, just so they can try to roll virtue or something, but seeing as we scouted the secret room, I should just be good to maybe do this last battle and then bail, honestly. Yeah, because I'm not gonna trigger a hunger check here. So I can just eat 2 food here, pop the map off, get our skills for a scouted battle. And maybe I even still want to roll a... see if I can roll a virtue or something. I do have, like, the Dark Crown to virtue farm if I want to. Oh, this was a mistake. Because, yeah, I've often gotten tricked like this before. You pull them forward, but these two move forward, so I do have to stun these guys if I want to keep it in rank 1 here. That sucks that he rolled first. They both rolled first. That's kind of incredible. And now because of that, he's in position to tempting Goblet every single time now. That was a little bit strange, I'm not gonna lie. But the fact that I even outspeed him with Man-at-Arms now is like, what is the turn order right now?
Destroyed.
Something very, very strange is happening here. Like, everyone took the exact opposite turn order they should have, in terms of average speed.
Sedated.
This is also the thing without Vestal, right? Because what if this is a, like a much more dire scenario, and I'm just like hitting heals for 0 and 2 with the Cultist? It's kind of like... I mean, that's why people complain as a Cultist as healer. And having 2 minor off healers doesn't quite cut it a lot of times, I feel like. But no, I know it works for Ashe, so...
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
We do have 2 keys left, so we don't need the shovels. I do actually feel like pushing forward a bit here. Let me actually get the Dark Crown onto... Again, Aquarian. She's going to be the first to try to roll Virtue, maybe, if I fail a hunger check. Okay, it's just the box. Yeah, I'm just out here. Just gonna leave. Yeah, this is also what Ash is talking about. Like, if I had a stress healer on this team, probably wouldn't need to put everyone in the Abbey like I am gonna know. But if I think about, you know, I could, like he said, done a Jester dodge tank instead of Man-at-Arms, and then that would allow for stress healing and some Antiquarian synergy. Something to think about. Not that I could have done it this week, though, because I don't have a spare Jester for that.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
I think I do value 1 blood more than 350 gold. I kind of value blood at like around 500 gold each when I'm looting. But it's nice that we, yeah, got a lot of loot in the secret room, so again, it's really going to help us build the bank up here.
The great ruins belong to us, and we will
31K,
find whatever secrets they hold.
So, week 33, we took an Aquarian, PD, Occultist, Man-at-Arms, and the
An eternity
Ruins,
of
Medium.
struggle, or penance for my
Scouted a
unspeakable
secret
transgressions.
room. Didn't trigger, didn't fail a final hunger check. Got 31k gold. So with 70k, 75k gold in the bank this week, we made around 3,000 gold. A little bit more. I'll just say 3,000 gold. I have to expand the spreadsheet now. Let's see. Anything bad happen? No longer hopeless, no longer fearful. Cured rabies. We do have a long quest in the Cove, I see. So it's either that or the Brick and Pounder at this point. What was our reward this week? Probably something bad. No, it was a camel cloak. That's actually good. Don't care about holy orders, don't care about sacrificial cauldron either, so at this point I'm probably just gonna maybe even take Antiquarian a long Cove quest at this point. If I'm taking Antiquarian to the Cove, I do like to do a Grave Robber strat. Okay, so this is actually kind of perfect. I love Grave Robber for long quests because she gets the extra scouting, and then she can just kind of annihilate damage healers and stress casters to be safe as well. And in that case, we would take... Where's my spare Antiquarian? I better have one. Oh, they're both stressed out. It's unfortunate. I don't have to take Antiquarian this week if I don't want to. These guys all suck. I wouldn't mind taking a... Let's see. We got a level 2 Crusader that's going to hit level 3. We can also start with the On Guard. Oh, this Crusader's pretty good. With On Guard, his speed is going to be 5. So I'm still outspeeding. And then I could actually look to take a very stressed out Antiquarian. And then a primary healer, though, would have to be a Cultist, and he's not really looking good right now. So instead of taking Antiquarian... Probably just want to take a safe team here, then. We'll take one level 0, and that should be safe enough. If we put Crescendo Box on him... Okay, no, we would do something with Vestal here. Maybe 2 level 0s for a long quest, since we have such good trinkets and the stress healer, a lot of healing. This team should be pretty good at control. We start off with, you know, Lunge. Ideally, Highwayman goes second, and then Crusader goes, and then we're kind of chilling. So, speed of 11, speed of 5. Oh, he has a speed of 5, so I think if we put a speed trinket like, yeah, Crescendo Box on him, then it should be pretty good. As far as the speed rolls, speed of 7 means that we're still, yeah, rolling most of the time first on Grave Robber. Just take some damage trinkets on her, possibly even a Moon Cloak. Crusader is taking... It's probably going to be Moonring and Dark Crown, honestly. But Vestal wants to take Salacious Diary. She could also be the one to take Dark Crown, honestly. Let's pop it on Crusader for now. And then Vestal could take Book of Relaxation. No, we need the map on someone. That was the point. Because Crusader is more often not killing things, I think that we can put the map on him. And Dark Crown can go on Vestal. Or she can take the Book Relaxation, but Dark Crown makes sense if one of these guys starts reaching high stress. Let's see, let's stress heal, yeah, one Antiquarian. We gotta heal this off now, so let's lock in Quick Draw, get rid of Tippler, lots of convenience. And that means we can stress heal you 2, it looks like. I'm not worried about level 3s yet. So this will give us a spare and Aquarian. But I could also do this one, because she can go anywhere, and it's a little bit more efficient this way. Yeah, I'm actually liking that. And then we're going to lock off Tippler, lock in Quick Draw. Looks like no diseases. Inui. How much does this cost to get off? It's probably not worth like 1,000 gold. Nothing I want to sell here. Wicked Slice could be worth it now since we have a lot of accuracy trinkets, but Open Vein is also like better for stalling, I feel like. Wow, he has perfectly the right skills I want. Wicked Slice is better for one-shotting the groupers and the jellyfish, I feel like. I'm gonna go for that this time. I do want Zealous Speech. We have the Scouting, we have Night Moves. We don't need to cure anything with Snuffbox yet. Because this vessel is looking very good, I'm just going to get Bless on her now, because I know that we are going to want that at some points. We have only one source of Encourage right now, I would like at least two. I mean, this Grave Robber's coming up with us to the end games probably, so don't mind getting it on her. As well as Snuffbox too, if you look at it that way. Same with this Crusader, he seems pretty good. So I could also get Stand Tall. I am a little bit more generous with buying camp skills too than any other similar players doing this challenge. I feel like I want the versatility of having them in the late game, so you might as well get them in the early game where they might get some use as well. Yeah, let me grab that now. And I'm not sure this Highwayman is coming with me to the late game, but this Grave Robber definitely is with Luminous, so we'll do that. And I do have to be mindful that if I do hit Unparalleled Finesse, that's gonna mess around with the dance order a little bit. Should be okay though. Alright, so next is Weapons and Armor. Wow, we're almost good to just unlock these two, and we can get better experienced recruits too at that point. We can go into Veteran at any time. Which raises the point of whether I should just get the Furnace now. I'm definitely gonna prefer to have this before I lock in these upgrades, so like why not just do it now? I only need 2 more deeds for both of these, which means I can just, yeah, fish for 20 more deeds before I lock anything in. Let's get that
Fan
now.
the flames, mold the metal. We are raising an army.
Nomad Wagon, Camp Skills, Abbey is full, Sanitarium, don't care about Inui. Stagecoach is good. Darkrun here, map here. He is taken, because he is level 0, he is taken 20% here and then 25% more stress passively, so you gotta be really careful with stress, so we gotta use our camps wisely to reduce stress and also swap Darkrun on people as needed. Anything I want to sell for gold? Do I want to put the Mooncloak on anyone? I don't think so. I think the key to success in this long dungeon is going to be just annihilating threats very early on. So turn first dancer, second dancer, third dancer. He is going to be competing with Highwayman a bit, but either way, no matter who rolls after Grave Robber, it's not the worst in the world. Shovels, bandages, herbs. Oh, there is an argument to also I forgot about this point too, but we are in like medium or high infestation, so anti-venoms are also good for the supplicants, which can crit for a lot, to be honest. I don't think I care enough to bring venoms for the cove, because besides the supplicants and shambler, there'd be nothing in the cove that does blight, and there's no real curios that it's really good for. But in any other region with spiders or blight, like the warrens, then I'd be taking a stack of those. Shovels, bandages, herbs, keys, holy waters, don't need. Don't want to sell anything. Dark crown, skills, armor, weapons, camp, skills, armor, weapons, camp, trinkets, skills, armor, weapons, camp, trinkets, skill, armor, weapons, camp, trinkets. Okay, should be good. When did you guys get an ad break? Probably want to just run one here and squeeze a bathroom break in. Alright, we're going to commercial for 3 minutes here and then should be good for the next hour. That'll give me a little bit of a break here, so see you guys in a few minutes. I don't know why the hell it's not telling me when the ad break's gonna be over. Maybe I guess initiated in the Twitch chat instead of the Streamlabs chat, but I'm gonna assume we're back here.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic
Okay.
nightmares.
Good,
They
perfect
must
for
be
scout.
flushed
That's
out.
4 battles scouted out there. Awesome. Alright, let's see how this team works in action. Oh. This is pretty bad. Holy cow.
Annihilated. Decimated.
Good resist. God, I'm almost thinking like I might just want to camp like immediately in the next room, given how we opened this. We'll see how the stress looks after this fight. Maybe I can stall a little bit of it off. I don't want to give this guy a turn. In fact, I think I'm just gonna kill here and then yeah, start stress healing. And hopefully we don't get infected. Oh, level 0? Okay, good. Level 0s are very susceptible to getting, you know, killed. Just give the stress heal to her, I guess.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy
It's alright.
them all.
Could be an argument to put Dark Crown on the Highwayman here, but I think that was just a very unlucky fight in the sense that usually we're going to outspeed the enemy. It's like that was like the one team comp where the stress casters were all pretty much gonna roll first on average. I do need to keep a slot open to swap the map out the Highwayman in a second. Actually, no, he's level. I don't know if he's gonna need the bonus trap disarm. I think he will. $90, yeah. So let's drop one of these. And now he's looking a lot better as far as stress goes. Keep the map on just for another critical scout. Okay. Interesting, so she actually rolls behind Highwayman. It's like a 1 in 6 for this to happen, I think.
Obliterated.
It's fine though.
Destroyed.
It's good. Alright. I think we can delay camp to at least the next room. Because I know we don't get a hunger check in the next hallway.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I didn't want to kill it just yet, but it's fine.
Give them no quarter.
I think we just plan to do a lot of backtracking for this stuff. Wow.
Confidence
turn order
surges as the
is-
enemy crumbles.
Kind of throwing me off here.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Okay. I feel like I want to move Highwayman back too and give him a chance to heal a little bit this turn. Speed of 6, speed of 9. If he does get hit in Repose Kills mode, it's kind of a disaster. I don't really want to eat this 2 food, but maybe I just should.
This expedition at least promises success.
Yeah, whatever. Take another guaranteed trap disarm. Sickly, Calm, Phangophobia. These two are actually kind of annoying. Risk Taker's also not the best for Highwayman. Faithless is pretty much the same as Enlightened. But these are also kind of annoying, especially because I do want to take Vestal in high torch areas a lot of times. Both these are bad, but okay, it's going to be one of you two. I think that getting rid of Risk Taker will be a little bit safer for Highwayman. 10%, yeah, I mean, on average this just keeps a bit safer. We gotta be careful with Highwayman's HP here, but as long as we can finish this camp, then it's gonna be a perfect time for us to stress heal, or to, oh, that sucks. I'm thinking I actually want to kill this with the Vestal. Ugh. The worst of all worlds. I think I'd rather avoid these incoming stress from her than the damage she puts on one of these two. Good dodge. That's thanks to getting Risk Taker off. Or, what did we get off? No, we got rid of Faithless, never mind. Oh well. What are the odds I can outspeed her? Probably not very high here. Probably just gonna have to eat the stress hit to try to get a lucky play. Stun chance is actually not terrible either, but she's level 0, so... Oh, what? Oh, she already went. Okay, I'm stupid. Oops, embarrassing.
Another one falls. These nightmarish creatures can
perfect
be
time to
felled.
camp.
They can be beaten.
We have... It's gonna be Bandit Sense, Scouting, maybe Zealous Speech or something else, but we have the skills we need.
A spark without kindling is a goal without
If this was
hope.
Scouted, I might... No, it was always gonna be Bandit Sense. It's always gonna be Night moves. So now it's a question of Zealous Speech, which would be pretty good for 2 level 0s, or Unparalleled Finesse, and then, well, like Encourage, or Bless and Pray, because the Bless does do more for the Crusader here, who is also level 0, so he would benefit from that a lot. That's plus 15 prot and minus 15 stress for Crusader. Seems decent as well. And then we could put Bless. She has 30 dodge. He has 5 dodge for some reason because of Risk Taker. So I could either stack more dodge onto Grave Robber or just give Highwayman a little bit more safety from some dodge. I think Salacious Diary pushes me towards Prey, because as good as Unparalleled Finesse is, he does get 2 speed, which may mess up the turn order a lot of times. Opening with Point Blank Shot is kind of bad. So yeah, let's hit Prey because of the increased stress heal from Salacious Diary, and then the bonuses from the Crusader. So Normally this would heal 5 stress on Highwayman. Maybe we'll do like 7 or something. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, 7. And we'll give Bless the Highwayman. Let's take a peek over here. This is all room battles, okay. So we do have to pretty much hit up every room. So how much damage is Crusader doing with Fairweather Fighter? Oh, it's not even active. I gotta keep in mind, yeah, Fairweather Fighter could do a lot for us. So he needs a little bit of help with this here. Oh well. We tried. Maybe we can pop the bandages off after this.
A decisive pummeling. Time to perform beyond one's limits.
Speed of -5? That's a lot of minus speed. Okay, let's try to get one more heal in from Vestal. Okay, cool.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Nice scout. I don't want to backtrack into this hallway. So I might want to keep this bandage because I think this could apply a bleed to us. Who is the highest bleed resist? 40, 50, 30, 40. Okay. 75 gold is whatever. Okay.
A handsome reward.
Let's grab this then.
For a task
Jade is
well
nice.
performed.
We do need a shovel for this curio. I do actually want to start collecting bus as well for the granary and for experienced recruits. Yeah, 4 crusts is really nothing. I think I'd rather take gold though, maybe. But these stacked up pretty nicely this time. And this is worth more than a stack of gold. I did say I need to start collecting deeds because I just got the cost reduction upgrade. Maybe I have a lot of time for this. I think gold is more priority right now than deeds. Yeah, and that stack's a bit nicer. I kind of feel like I should just pop this now and then toss a shovel. Because then we have a full stack of shovels still.
Wealth beyond measure.
Okay.
Awarded
Just
to
gave
the
us another
brave
shovel
and the
in like a
foolhardy
couple cents.
alike.
Alright, we do have to backtrack for this hopefully, so for now we will just chill out. A lot of battles. Well. Try to get Vestal's could probably come out the most often. Grave Robber's just level 3 after this. Crusader could use good core grip too. That's pretty bad for us. I'm pretty much never taking a cultist with an Aquarian except for maybe the Prophet fight. Nice.
Masterfully executed.
There's almost no points in lancing here because it's never going to kill them anyway. Good resist. Good dodge.
Back to the pit.
Oh, they actually should have healed the Crusader stress there. Doesn't really matter though. Oh, good. This Vestal is rolling fast. Oh, she has quick reflex. I wondered why a Vestal was rolling like before so many people all the time.
Gone, fiend.
Should have been more wary of that. Okay, so at this point, ooh, 2 Onxes. I'd have to get 2 more of these to make it worth it. Let's see how it plays out for us. She has a minus speed debuff for 1 round. Uh, 8 speed, 7 speed. That's 1 round. This is gonna go away after the first round, so whatever. Good surprise. And we still got the order we wanted.
A brilliant confluence of
Nice.
skill and purpose. A singular strike.
I don't really want to kill him yet, but whatever. Oh, good. The Jade Seed I'm stacking well. I actually get more Onks too, which is nice. I do want to try to play around with the rubies too, so let's grab this for now, and let's plan on camping after 1 more battle so we can clear up more inventory space for loot. And sorry, bus, but that'll be another time. So we'll camp in this room, and hopefully we don't get a hunger check in this hallway. Let's take the guaranteed disarm. That's fine.
Confusion, nerves, and panic. The ground quakes.
He actually comboed into himself. Reduces his bleed and then does the salty gouge. He did it correctly. Interesting.
The blood pumps. The limbs.
It's really nice for her to go quick sometimes. Missed, if you've seen that party I took to Harvest, has
Success so
26k
clearly in view.
kills.
Or is it
No, I have not
merely
checked.
a
I'm just
trick
taking your
of the
word for it,
light?
man. I don't need to see it for myself. That's pretty crazy, though. What I noticed for those runs though, where you're doing, you know, like those record-breaking kills, you do have to have like the best possible quirks on everybody. So that's not going to be the case for most of our runs when we do Endless Harvest. And plus, he's probably virtue farming too. I've never tried to virtue farm Endless Harvest. I'm probably not going to. It's not my preference to go for those kinds of strategies, but it's worth it if you're going to do a run like that. Again, you should always like stand still before you hit default party order, because if you're in the middle of walking, it kind of counts as backtracking sometimes. You'll see them just take a hit of stress when you hit this button, and that sucks. Okay, we did hit a hunger check, that's good, so that means we can just camp here and then get more scouting and buffs for the rest of the dungeon, save ourselves 2 more hunger checks, and hopefully we can make it all the way back to that key room. Yeah, I know you did that. And it worked out pretty good, since you only had to do 2 Endless Harvest runs. I kind of don't want to do...
Well struck.
Excuse me? What the hell? It's awkward. If he takes another hit here, then it's like a disaster. Like he riposte kills and goes to death's door. I might just be... Oh no, I'm camping in this room anyway. That's right. Perfect.
A trifling victory. But a victory.
Yeah, we didn't get a scout either, so that's perfect for bandit sense.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Since no one has any stress right now, probably don't need to do Bless. I'm actually kind of sad I didn't take wound care. I should have been a little bit more careful looking at the what we needed for camp, but he should be fine with Vestal. I think Unparalleled Finesse is just good enough to warrant just hitting that. And then maybe Unshakable Leader on Crusader if we have nothing better to do. Prefer to do Virtue Farm once with Hero Ring, takes about 30 to 50 minutes. Oh my god, man. I Virtue Farmed second harvest in DD once, I've been losing DD2 again, but I Virtue Farm to next time 2. Yeah. I can't bring myself to go for those strategies for like things that matter, like DD1, DD2. Again, DD1 I've never had issue with, so I wouldn't want to risk like doing something outside my comfort zone. Virtues could be very, very nice in DD2. I don't know why you didn't go for it in DD2 if you did it in DD1, because I think there are like, or maybe there's no double cultists that you can Stolf with in DD2. I don't know. But if it's good in DD1, I feel like it should be good in DD2. Especially because it's like the one you need it more. Okay, good. She's leveled first. This would be a good time to get his health up, I guess. Or, alternatively, we could try to snipe the Pelagic Shaman. But if he crits here, then it still should be okay. Oh, that was kind of weak. I mean, let's see what happens. Just barely. It's fine though, he has Unshakable Leader. And he didn't get crit, so we're okay.
Impressive.
I'm gonna put her in position 2 so I can try to Shadow Fade next turn for some potential buffs on the next couple battles. This guy does have increased damage and crit though. He should be okay.
Inspiration and improvement.
Still no scout. So if we want to make the... Okay, well this is damage, so I want that on Plague Doctor. Or, sorry. Grave Robber. So we don't have to have Highwayman help clean up our kills on occasion. We can just make a loop around here. Okay. Bandit Sense always gets a lot of value. Love that move. And so I'm not going to be likely to kill the Madman in turn 1 or 2. I think I'm just going to go for controlling damage output for now. And then we can get a guaranteed kill after he takes his second round turn. And that's fine. That's like his worst move. We can just heal off this double debuff with herbs.
The blood quickens.
Nice.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of
30% stress till camp. Not this time. Okay. That was a little bit unexpected, not gonna lie. I tried to get a little lucky. Now I'm punished. Big time. But it's not that threatening. Just a little more chance of diseases is all.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
We made a good call on the Unshakable Leader here. Very seldom that you really get value out of that camp skill, but it worked out. He'd probably be at like 60 stress right now maybe if we hadn't hit that move. Just got plus 21 accuracy for 4 rounds. Interesting. Okay, the Jades really did well for us. Really happy with experimenting with Jades here. I like it more than gold stacks now, earlier in the dungeon. Ash, we spoke with Name about that. He said the same. I like how our teams are so different, yet it works for you. Yeah, I think Name said it in a slightly less kind way than you, but yeah, we definitely do have our different strategies. But I'm not gonna I'm gonna advocate for myself though, in the sense that like once I get past week 30, like the death door blow resist are not, you know, are just like not there. Like I must be playing consistently if I'm not getting death blow resists past week 40, 30. Like I think I death blow resisted once week 50 one time, and that was it, right? And after that, death blows were always, you know, towards the end of the dungeon. So just from the fact I don't get very many death blow checks, I have to assume that. And I didn't get any retreats either last campaign. Like no death door resist, no retreats. So the evidence is there for just me to be like fine doing what I am. I think Name said that if he played like me, he would get like it would not go, like if I tried his strategy, like I would not do very good. It was kind of yeah, I mean, you know, it's fine. He has his preference, I have mine. I do think he's a little bit stubborn about Vestal being extremely bad. I kind of heavily disagree with him on a lot of stuff. And that's cool. He does what he does. He's helped me a few times. But just from the evidence of my own eyes, like I know my strategy works. And Vestal, I mean, I almost think like you and I, or like you, I, and Name should just like sit down once and just just like talk shop over Vestal versus other strategies, bank strategies, rushing Granary, rushing bank. Like, there's a lot to talk about. Like, I don't think it's very cut and dry. I think there's a lot to explore in that kind of conversation. I think it'd be pretty informative for viewers. I don't really care about her speed. She already has quick reflexes. Yeah, I just have to disagree. Like, even my last dungeon you saw, like, say you have, like, just theoretically, say you run into a fight with 2 bandit cutthroats and 2 of the fusiliers. Like, you're taking massive cleave damage every turn. Like, you can stun 1 or 2 a turn and kill, but, like, the fusilier is going to do, like, what, 2 to 4 damage to your entire team, maybe twice across the fight. It's really awkward to heal that off with a cultist and some, like, 1 to 2 heal off healers. With Vestal though, like the Fusiliers are just like a non-issue whatsoever. That's like one way I look at it. That's just like one example. And then say the Shambler. Like, if you are versus the Shambler and you're taking cleave dot damage every single turn, the tentacles are hitting you, critting you sometimes, like, to have to pick and choose who to heal with a cultist, and sometimes he's healing for 0 to 2. Like, you never have to worry about that with Vestal either. That's like Vestal is more consistent in a lot of regards than a cultist. And again, if you if you take a cultist, you are forced in doing some particular things. You have to take at least 1 to 2 off healers. You might have to take Granary or something. You have to play differently. With Vestal, slap her in the back. You can literally do anything you want with the other 3 characters. And dungeons aren't always just about finishing. Sometimes dungeons are about leveling up the right people, taking advantage of the right quirks, having like a dance comp. Like, I'd like to see you try doing a dance comp with a cultist, right? He'd have to sit in the front, exactly the front, and then it's very limited in your dance options too. Like, you couldn't run a team like this as easily. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to explore in a conversation like that. We definitely have our own opinions about that. Like here, like a Divine Comfort, like 3 to 5 heal each. That's like what? If everyone's kind of low, that's the same. 1 Divine Comfort is like 4 to 8 food. It's the equivalent of eating 4 to 8 food even with Granary. Of course, it doesn't really work out that way in practice because not everyone's always low, but in a sense, it is the case. Like, Divine Comfort is the equivalent of a lot of food too. Tentacles live for 1 turn max. I mean, the thing is, like, Shambler cheats action economy so much, I feel like you have to have some kind of cleave damage or riposte. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're focusing tentacles with 2 people at the very minimum, maybe 3, because you have to kill them or stun them, and then you have to do damage to Shambler every single turn, right? Like, in practice, that's not very easy. Vestal in a Shambler fight can, first of all, if she gets shuffled anywhere except the front, she's just good to be where she is. Not so with a cultist. You do have to keep them in the first 2 ranks. A cultist can just heal or stun tentacles every turn, and it's kind of chill. A cultist can stun reliably if he's in the right position, but he's not healing very consistently, and that Shambler comp does a lot of cleave damage. I don't know. And plus, like, going off of our records for the last campaigns, like last campaign, I never retreated from a single Shambler, right? Like, let's just look at it that way. I never retreated from a single Shambler, and I know that you had to retreat from a couple. I always had Vestal on my team probably for those fights, so it's also like that's the way I look at it from my own experience as well, in a way. I probably should just eaten that blood in Vestal. Oh well. And if this is the case, I'll probably just walk the other way. Also said I stopped taking cultists and champ missions, okay? Take Abomination position 2. Yeah, I know you'd like to do that, but it's not really the same one-to-one, right? Like, again, Vestal is not just replaced with Abomination. You have to build the team around Abomination. Abomination can stun, just like Vestal can, to a more consistent degree. He can do more damage versus the Shambler, but also he can't heal any other teammates. I guess if you're going to look at it in the way of, yeah, I always take Abomination to every champion mission, then that kind of solves your Shambler issue and maybe your boss issues as well. But then, like, I guess you're taking Arbalest as your main healer. I can't say too much because I haven't really played too much around with the comp you're doing, like Arbalest Abomination. But like every champion dungeon you know, up until the last one was pretty good. Even up until the last one, I did misplay against the Giant, and I can't really fault like Vestal for that. That was my my own misplay for not protecting round 1, and not imagining a scenario where I couldn't retreat if something went wrong. But I wouldn't fault Vestal for that really. Hey Scorpio Seb, glad to have you back on stream. A bomb Houndmaster Arb combo goes hard. Yeah, I might have to give it a try sometime, but at the same time, I don't really want to step out my comfort zone too much for what works. Like I know I beat every single champ boss, right? With the teams that I took. Not including the last one, of course. Like, it was never really a close call, I want to say, any of the teams I took, so. Okay, but with Shrieker, that was not your team, right? You took double mana arms and Jester. Raw damage, okay. Only abandoned one champ mission to Shambler in my victory run. Hey. I mean, that's pretty good. Then again, like, clearly your strategy is working, but I don't think you could argue that my strategy is not versus Shambler if I didn't have to retreat any Shamblers or any champion dungeons. Like, I can't say my strategy is better than yours, but I can't say it's bad either, just from, like, the evidence of my run.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
It's looking like the rubies aren't doing much for us, but I mean, what else could we do? I could drop the herbs. Don't really want to do that. Maybe it's gold over crest. Honestly, again, the bank is my biggest priority right now. Still a small chance of a secret room. Holy Waters probably aren't doing much for me, but there might be a Tentacle Altar or a Shambler. I'm not quite sure which comment you're referring to, Seb, but if you're saying Team Weasel, I'm assuming you're in favor of my Vestal preference strategy. And if so, thanks. But I'm not gonna say like my strategies are, yeah, again, I'm not going to claim my strategies are better or worse. It just works for me. And like, depending on your playstyle, it's like, yeah, maybe if Name was playing my Vestal strategy, then he wouldn't do as good because of his own, you know, preferences and how he plays. Like, Magic doesn't like stalling, right? So a lot of the strategies we use aren't going to work for him. I'm comfortable and I like taking the Aquarian out. Like, every single run that I'm not doing a boss, a long mission, or Shieldbreaker Nightmare, I'm taking an Aquarian like every single week, and that's how I solve my gold issues. And
another mariner.
It's been working out, you know.
Another
so
misfortune.
Hard to argue that Vestal's better when no Vestal focused strategy is one, but again, started with less experience than you. Half a first-time achievement this run. Yeah, fair enough. But
Precision and power.
what am I trying to say though? Oh, it sucks. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say you're the only one of us that have completed the challenge. So, yeah, you could argue that the non-Vestal strategy is good for that. But I do think that you can't really discount like week 87, week 88 runs, you know, either. I think you have to, I mean, I think you can't look at it as like one sample size. You have to look at it as like a bigger sample size and how people are actually losing their their big runs. Like how many runs have we each lost past week 50, right? I've lost 2 so far, past week 50, and one of them you could possibly argue was due to the Vestal. I wouldn't argue the second was. I know with Mathjack lost his long run, it wasn't due to Vestal. When you lost your runs, they weren't due to Vestal, so the Vestal has a bigger sample size for not being the cause of run enders. You could see it in a sense that way.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates.
Yeah, I mean, inexperience is one thing, right? But it's not like... Because I know you lost a run due to, yeah, Men-at-Arms. You lost a run due to not knowing, like, this guy, the Invitation guy, does cleave damage. Yeah, I mean, still... Just because you can attribute your losses to inexperience doesn't mean that you can attribute them to... Like, that's not a point against Vestal, right? That's a point against inexperience, but I'm trying to argue that most of us, when we lose our really long runs, it's not going to be due to taking Vestal. Like, there's only one example I could think of. Maybe I lost in the Cove due to Vestal. There were other misplays at hand, though, even before I left the Hamlet for that team. But yeah, I don't think I've... Especially retreats, too, right? Like, I didn't have to retreat a single campaign last... Or a single mission last campaign due to Vestal. I didn't have to do any of that this time. This time due to Vestal either. You have to look at retreats in a way, too. It's like, if you're doing bad enough that you have to retreat, you have to look at what's the responsible factor for that. And Vestal has not been a factor for any of my retreats. So you kind of have to look at the trend too of how, if we're retreating, if you name Magic and I are retreating from dungeons, what's the cause of that? Is it bad luck? Is it that people don't have enough healing at the end of battles? Like, are you starting fights with low HP on everyone or 70% HP anyone? That would be like a point for not taking Vestal. Is it because you couldn't stun someone in time or you took too much stress damage? Like, you have to look at how retreats are being caused too, if you want to, like, attribute Vestal's weaknesses to the end of runs. Basically, the more experience I gained, the less Vestals I used. For me, the Vestals can't be cause retreat because I stopped using them almost... Yeah. But in that case, Ash, like, I can attribute, like, all of your retreats in the past campaigns as, like, Vestal was not there, and you had to retreat from all those dungeons without Vestal. Like, for me, I didn't have to retreat a single time last campaign, basically, except for, like, the first 10 weeks, and Vestal was not a factor in those retreats, and she didn't cause me to retreat for the entire rest of the campaign, right? So, to me, that would be an indicator that Vestal is not bad, in a sense. She's not causing me to retreat, right? So, I would argue that she's not, like, a weakness in my comps. Like, if you're going to argue that Vestal is bad, then you're going to have to, like, point out examples where she's causing people to lose runs. And in your case, you can say that, I guess, because you're saying that you did better and better the less Vestal you used. But you can also like, talk about it as a skill fact. Like, let's say Vestal is bad, right? Let's just say Vestal is bad and not playing her strictly better. In that case, it would take more skill to play with Vestal than without her, right? In a sense, too. Like, maybe playing Vestal and playing around her weakness is part of the skill thing as well. There's an argument to be made there, too. If you're saying that less Vestals make you do better, you also haven't tried Vestals in, you know, super late game in your later runs. The thing about proactive play is that it reduces the amount of... Okay, so this is also a thought. Proactive play reduces the amount of stress you're taking for sure, because you're outspeeding stress casual a lot of times, stunning them with faster characters. You can have, like, proactive play with Vestal too, or at least with reactive play, like stalling with Vestal. I mean, Vestal is the king of stalling, right? She has a stun that does like 1 damage. She can full heal the team after every round. So reactive play at least ensures that you're healthy at the end of every fight, whereas proactive play with Occultist might not guarantee that against a lot of comps. It's you know, proactive play is better in theory, but in practice, like in a challenge like Torchless, where it's about having people survive, HP is just as big a factor as stress in a lot of ways. Vestal almost guarantees that you're not hurting for HP like ever in the dungeon, pretty much. So that's a point for safety in a way. Okay, don't need shovels here now. All right, good. And look at this. You're right. I mean, I do have a stress healer here too, I guess, but it's gonna make another point. But so it might be have lower highs, but it has better lows. With Cultist, I'll get hit with crit bleed one shot way less often as the target is stunned. I mean, sometimes yes, but with the difference with Vessel is she may roll second, but she can stun it for the next turn, and you're kind of taking the same damage all of the times, I feel like. Wait, I should be thinking a little bit harder on tossing here. Like stunning round 1 versus stunning round 2. Okay, I'm an idiot. What did I throw away the shovels for? I'm talking, so I have short-term memory here. What does this thing do? Give me bleed, I assume? I do have some bandages left. Okay, cool.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Yeah. On that notion too, though, Ash, having a guaranteed party heal or a single target heal is better than rolling a 0 bleed or like a you know, a different kind of bleed with Occultist too, right? Occultist is more consistent in some ways, but he's less consistent in other ways. And is the stunning first turn, like you could have faster damage dealers, you could have a Grave Robber, you could have a Highwayman, you could have like a Shield Breaker, and if you just kill the target, that's also a way to mitigate the stress. And if the Stress Caster rolls, like, if the Stress Caster rolls first, Occultist is not going to outspeed the Stress Caster a lot of the times, unless he has really good quirks, like Quick Draw or something. If they roll first, which they oftentimes are, Vestal can stun them for the next round, and then you can, you know, kind of have a bit of freedom there too. Let's grab the journal page. Came back to DD1, focusing on reducing variance, and immediately started having runs go to week 80 back to back to back. That's an argument for early game or mid game abandoning Vestal. Because if you're going to week 80 runs back to back, but you're losing them, then something else is going on, right? Didn't have champ mission experience, lost fights. Champ mission experience. You'd have to be a little, you know, specific about that. Because I know besides DD2, like, how else are you losing due to inexperience, right? You had a, okay, let's just say, for example, I know you told me you had a Death's Door resist on your last successful campaign due to, like, a cultist brigand or something. Like, I have to think to myself, how did that happen? Could Vestal have prevented that, or how exactly did you go into a situation where a brigand, like a brigand guy, could knock you to Death's Door, right? It seems kind of interesting to me as well. I don't think that's really an experienced thing either, right? Because we all know what the brigand cutthroats do at that point. Alright, I don't think I'm going to walk back. Yeah, I guess I should walk back to that room. We don't need food right now, or we don't need the herbs. There may be a fish that I missed on the way here. This could be a fish, honestly. Okay, it's great. Oh, but I tossed the keys already. Fuck. Alright, it's fine. I guess I'll try to get lucky, and maybe we can get some more loot from hallway fights. But I told myself I wasn't going to this room, so I tossed the key. But I have enough food to backtrack here, so kind of want to. It was you being too comfortable in mentioning I need stun and Hellion, not equipping it. I was being oversight due to cockiness. Yeah. I do feel like you, Ash, you're very strong in your versatility with creating teams and building teams and playing things in new ways and trying new things. I do observe that when I see you play that on the like micro side of making decisions, I do see oftentimes like I'll just tune in and you're interacting with curios, not with the bloodlusting character or something, or just like yeah, not equipping the right skills or interacting with curios with the wrong people. There are some micro decisions I see that you're a little bit more lax on. Oh, cool. I got something here. Oh,
If
not bad.
only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly
So you can spawn
corruption.
one more fight, maybe? No. I mean, you probably just wanted to end the mission, right? That was the reason you got the invitation, but you didn't want to abandon the mission. I mean,
The things are driven back for a time.
like you could look at it as like cockiness, but in another way, you could just look at it as a single slice of an example fight, right? Like, yes, it was an unnecessary fight, but it was a fight that you'd have to like do a lot of the times. Like we could take a slice of that battle and just say, here's a battle in Champion against Brigand Cutthroats. Like, what could go wrong, and what did go wrong, right? Was it because you didn't take the stun, but what if it was an unscattered battle? Would you take the stun in an unscattered battle, hallway battle there? Or maybe you're just in the mindset of, you know, I have the trinkets that prevent surprise, so I always take the stun every time it's the breakthrough. I don't know, but... So what was the party?
I can still see
Like, let's start
their
with that.
angry
What was the
faces
party
as they
and
stormed the manor.
what exactly happened? Because
But I was dead
not taking
before they
Yawp on
found me,
Hellion is not that uncommon.
and the letter was on its way.
Like, I'm not taking Yawp on Hellion half the time, especially if things are unscouted. And how does it get to the point where you get a Death's Door resist, right? Was it because you started that fight with low HP on everyone, or not full HP, which is a point for Vestal? Like, Vestal could have maybe healed everyone to full before that fight and prevented that outcome. Or maybe there was something else going on that's not a point against a cultist or something. But again, I will say, like, again, Brigand Cutthroats are a very common example of where a cultist may kind of flounder sometimes in healing people back up. Because you get 2 cleave damage in the back line, something you can crit in Veteran or Champion. You got 2 Cutthroats in the front doing massive damage to frontliners and crits and bleeds and moves. It's very hard for occultists and off-healers to kind of stall heal after a fight with Cutthroats or like a formation of 4 groupers in the Cove. Like, it's hard for me to imagine you stalling on a Brigand Cutthroat and getting enough heal to kind of get healthy after a fight like that. Whereas Vestal kind of just like laughs off the cleave damage every time. And then her stun and 1 damage, you know, her 1 damage stun is very, very good for stalling. Crusader, Hellmaster, Occultist, Hellion. Yeah, so the weakness of that team is obviously that Crusader pushes Occultist out of stun range. You do have technically 4 sources of healing in that team. Like, I guess you could say that the biggest weakness of that team is the lack of additional stuns if you don't Yawp on Hellion. But then again, why did you take Yawp off of Hellion? If you're not afraid of surprise at all, what was the reason for keeping Yawp for the entirety of the dungeon, or just like not, or taking it off for a couple of the last fights before you ran into that fight? Is what I'd be curious about. Like, if you're not being surprised ever with your strategy, why not take Yawp on Hellion every time? Ugh, okay. This is what I was afraid of. Like, I don't have Antiquarian for a quest this week because she got stuck. I was thinking about taking 2 Antiquarians in the Abbey, but I want some more versatility. So, because I already have a Demon's Cauldron, I'm not that interested in doing this. I just want to go for another long quest here, I feel like. And Antiquarian would have been nice for a long quest there, but let's see what else we have to play around with here. Probably Hellion, even though she does have Necromania. Maybe I can look to heal one of these off with a torch or something. The Bounty Hunter, I don't really need the Bounty Hunter, but I kept him around just because he has amazing quirks, especially specifically for the Warrens. Beast Hater plus collect bounty on humans, plus further fighter, plus risk taker. He just seems pretty solid here. I would want to take a Crusader for any long... I want to take want some form of stress healing versus any long quest. But in this case, because this one has Warren's Phobe, I think there's a better argument just to get this beast-hating Crusader to level 3, obviously. And then we need a... Okay, again, like, I can just slot Hellion. Like, I'm building backwards here. I'm looking at, like, which characters I want to level up, which ones are good in the Warrens. And then I realize, okay, these are in the front row. I can just slap a Vestal here and call it a day. Like, Vestal's versatility is she allows you to play any other characters you want in the other 3 ranks. And you're just fine on healing, right? Occultist, you probably have to take a Houndmaster and Arbalist every single time, and then that reduces the versatilities of your teams a lot, especially if you want to do a challenge where you're getting everyone to level 6. I do greatly enjoy the versatility of just slapping anyone I want with a Vestal here. As I was saying, you ran into the fight without equipping stun, and that was the fight I got DD checked. I actually took breakthrough for hallway fights because of Shambler, and I said I don't need because if I were just... Yeah, okay, so you were taking breakthrough for hallways. And, okay, again, like, what if you had not finished the quest, right? You were still looking for a invitation, and then you ran to that same fight and got DD checked. Like, forgetting the breakthrough, the Yop is one thing, but, like, you still preferred breakthrough for a lot of hallway battles. Yeah, fair enough. In the long run, yes, you could probably say the biggest weaknesses of your run were some experience checks like that. But again, if you want to look at it from a Vestal versus no Vestal perspective, I think the only thing you can really look at is Vestal causing people like us to retreat runs? If not, or is it causing us to lose runs or retreat runs? If not, then... You know, like, how could you argue against it? What that would mean, if you're not retreating runs, that would mean that Vestal is helping you complete every run. She's contributing to the success of every run and every boss fight. Yeah, I don't know. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. And plus, again, like in this situation here, I'm building backwards, right? I'm like saying, I want to level up Hellion, I want to take this really good bounty hunter, I want to take a stress healer, and then, okay, who's my healer? Perfect. Just slot Vestal in the back. Like, on one hand, you can say, you don't need Vestal because you can take Occultist, Granary, like a Recovery Charm or something, and then 2 off healers. And I'm on the other side saying, you don't have to do any of that stuff. You can just take a Vestal in the back and throw whoever you want in the rest of the team and just kind of chill. Like, I had Vestal and the Crusader in the last dungeon, and did it with full HP and no stress, right? Like, was there ever a time that was scary that I could have wanted Occultist? I don't really think so. And, again, another thing is, Vestal has a free ambush prevention skill. Like, yes, Occultist does have one, but you're taking, what, like 12 stress on everyone when you hit this button? And that kind of sucks too. Right, Mage. That, so, I misplayed it too, right? I didn't have to get Vestal in that position where she denied a heal. Like, first of all, I should have moved Hellion in front of Vestal so that if Man-at-Arms did get pushed back, then Vestal wouldn't be stuck in rank 1. And who knows if I could have survived to that point without Vestal, right? Because HP was a big factor in killing the Shambler, surviving like the Viragos. Could I have reliably out-healed all the damage from Virago, Giants, and Shambler with Occultist? With my playstyle, I'm not sure about that. And there's not a single boss you want in Vestal for Ashe. And, you know, it's fair, but like for most of the bosses I've faced, I took Vestal every time too. And I can't remember a single champion boss I've ever had to retreat against, so... Okay, let me roll back the chat here. To that, because I agree on proactive play decreased stress overall, yes, in a way. In that fight though, like, for example, I had a fight against a Giant and a stealth Hag, right? Occultist would not have done anything for that fight. I did stun the Giant, like the Giant's going last every time. I did stun the Giant round 1 with the Vestal, which gave me the idea that, okay, if Giant stunned this turn, then I can repose this turn for the Hag, and I can get the guard up next turn. And that was a misplay with the Afflictions. And you could also argue that, that my mistake, it wasn't Vestal's fault, right? Like, if she wasn't afflicted, then that wouldn't have happened. Could I have prevented Afflictions if I took Occultist instead of Vestal? It's hard to say again. Maybe I would have been lacking in the HP department, or Like if Cultist gets knocked back to rank 3, then he can't stun either. It's like, have you seen? I heal the whole damage with Anti's Crush, Antiquarian, Crusader, Arbalist, Man-at-Arms party. Kill Shambler with it, recover from 0 to full multiple times, even having to start fight with like 10-20% HP on all. Well, here's an issue, like I'm seeing immediately, like 10 to 25% HP on all. With that team, like you get 2 crits in on anyone, like a Brigand Cutthroat, like takes a turn, and then you get someone at 10% HP, like to Death's Door. They roll first next turn, they're dead, right? Like you're taking a, even though it worked out for you, you're taking a risk there that Vestal could have prevented in that specific scenario. Like yes, you could argue that maybe you would be taking less damage with the Cultist or less stress, but again, I don't think you'd be starting any fight in any scenario if you have Vestal on your team. You would not be that low HP like ever. Okay. Let's see, 80k gold from the bank this week, so we probably made about 3,000 this time. Again, or 3,200 probably. And it's week 35. Okay, oops, I actually skipped a week somewhere. I have to see which week I missed. I'll have to backtrack for that, for my notes. Basically, it started with you forgetting to equip Riposte on Man-at-Arms running Shambler. Well, I'm glad you came on Riposte, because like you were telling me when I failed my run, you didn't really like Riposte against the Shambler. So first of all, I'm glad you see the value of the action economy from Riposte against the Shambler. And went through multiple recovery fights, pressing over 400 stress with Giant. And that was my plan too, right? Like I was figuring, okay, I only have one hallway fight before the boss. I see a Giant here, I should be able to stress heal against them. I just didn't envision a scenario where Man-at-Arms started with less than 100 stress. Couldn't have imagined a scenario where he gets over 150 stress and Death's Door, preventing me from retreating. But again, that was kind of a lack of imagination on my part as well. So that's definitely on me. I really couldn't chalk it up to Vestal's weaknesses there. Riposte sucks, is trash in most cases, okay. And do something for 1 week. So the team was... okay, so you're saying you only took Riposte because of Antiquarian, I'm assuming? I'll watch it later, but I'm going to take your words at face value. Like, you started low stress, you took a trash team, and you were able to stress heal a lot and heal a lot with Arbalist and, what was it, Houndmaster? Who was your stress healer? It was, Crusader, no. Was it, wait, yeah, what was your... Okay, Arb, Anti-Crusader, Man-at-Arms. Arb, Anti-Crusader, Man-at-Arms, okay. So, again, in my mind, like, one of the biggest differences in our thinking, too, is, like, the way I see you use Arbalist is just, like, to me, it's like, why not just take Vestal? Like, you already have a stress healer. Do we really care about, like, a 60% chance to heal, like, 3 stress on everyone with Arbalist? Like... Arbalist loses access to stun. Like, we all know how valuable stuns are in this game, right? How about a stronger heal off the bat that heals everybody? Single target heal is better. Cleave heal is better. You have a stun. Do you really care about her damage there? Like, why not just throw a Vestal in that team and you could have probably done the same thing and not have to start fights with, you know, 25-30% HP, right? You could have stalled even better because Arbalist has a stun, which can allow you to stun the Giants. Can allow you to stun, you know, other enemies like the Claws, and stress heal even more with Crusader. So in that team comp, it's like, for me, it's like sub-Arbalist for Vestal, and you're just kind of chilling a lot better. You already have the Crusader for stress heal. Like, do you really need, like I want to say, like, a sprinkle of stress heal from Arbalist? Like, she's at level 5, she's like healing like 70% chance to heal like maybe 3 or 4 stress on 3 other people. It's like, And then where was the HP stall heal? Like, because you were stress healing with Arbalest, you lost access to the HP heal, which allowed you to start a fight with 25 to 30% HP. And that's arguably, you know, much riskier than starting a fight with 20 to 30 stress for a Torchless challenge, right? That's the way I'm looking at it. Okay, nothing in the roster, nothing in the wagon. Looks like I am going to go with this team. Any other options here? We're not taking this Crusader. Plague Doctor is fine. Don't need Highwayman. Because I want to take a Bounty Hunter, I'm saying, because he's the best in the... He's the best in the warrants here. He has the stuns, he has the super high damage. The only stress healer we have access to is Crusader. I could take and level up one of these Vestals. We have a Warrens Explorer one, okay. So, yeah, probably want to take the Warrens Explorer Vestal and get a Vestal to level 3. Although, again, not sure she's worth taking to the end game. I might just dismiss her right after this mission. The other one is pretty good. I can save her for like the Brigand Pounder next week, and then she can go on one more mission after that. So this vessel is going to be the best for the warrants here because of the scouting, obviously. And then I'll have to consider whether I'm taking her into veteran dungeons. These guys are all good. Highwayman, I want to take him to the Brigand Pounder fight. Everyone else is level 3, so this is going to be the ideal loadout for the long quest this week. And then stress healing. We only have one slot this week, so I prefer to do that with a cultist because we should have an Antiquarian coming out of the Abbey next week. He's already got his quirks locked in. Now for the other ones, we do have some quirks we want to lock in, I know. On guard we want to get in, but he doesn't have any bad quirks to get off. This Vestal we want to lock in Natural Eye. Let's look at the other guys. Lazy Eye should come off. I do think there's an argument to lock in both Quick Draw and On Guard if I think about it. 11 speed, or no, with the Crimson Curse, it's going to be 6 speed without the Crimson Curse. He goes to 10 speed with On Guard. He's still not outspeeding the Bone Arbalists, the Bone Courtiers, and the Cave Shamans a lot of times. So I think it'd be a good idea to lock in Quick Draw, get off either Lazy Eye or Onomatophobia here. We have Eldritch Hater and Neemic don't really care about. Calm, Quick Reflexes. I think this vessel is worth investing in as well. So I could lock in Calm, lock out Claustrophobia and Quick Reflexes. Otherwise, it's going to be... Okay, so it's either Onomatophobia and Quick Draw, Calm, Quick Reflexes. We want to lock in Natural Eye, but she doesn't have any bad quirks, so he should be efficient here. Okay. Have a good night, Ash. Yeah, thanks for the discussion. Thanks for the raid and tuning in. Really rooting for your Vestal starts wins you this game. We prove how good this balance is. Yeah, I mean, just like you're saying your lack of experience was the way you lost the run, right? I gotta say, like, my lack of experience or lack of foresight is also what lost me my last campaign. Again, I can't really... I don't really see a scenario you would blame Vestal for my loss in that time. And again, Vestal hasn't contributed to me needing to retreat any fights or dungeons last campaign. So, yeah, maybe me winning this campaign will give some strength to the Vestal school of thought. We'll see. I do want to kind of prove my own strategy there, so hopefully I am able to do that. But yeah, again, thanks for tuning in, Ash. But the thing is, I had Houndmaster, right? So Houndmaster was the main stress healer, and then if I didn't have Arbalest, and if I didn't have Vestal, then I couldn't stun the Shambler Tentacles. And that's, Arbalest is never gonna, really out-heal the stress from one crit tentacle hit, right? Or something else like that. I mean, Ash, we both have to agree, common, sayings, or everyone agrees that the best way to reduce stress is proactive stunning, right? Not taking a Jester or a stress healer. Stunning prevents stress more than stall healing stress, but yeah, okay, I don't know. But good night. Looks like I got an ad here, so see you guys in a bit here, I guess. Because Highwayman is about to lose his stuff, and also I need to take him against the Brigand fight, which is human enemies, I'm inclined to just heal off Automonophobia and just lock in Quick Draw here. That's my reasoning. Again, I don't think I need to do anything here. When they try Arb, Houndmaster, Abomination, Man-at-Arms, and Wield, yeah, maybe I'll try it for the Hag fight, because my Hag fight was okay. I won without a Death Store check, but I did equip 4 skills ahead of time. I noticed with your Hag fights, you didn't have to equip skills preemptively. You did say it got dicey with the Champion Hag, but I don't know. I also don't want to straight up copy other people's strategies if I can help it, because that's kind of lame in a way too, right? You kind of want to do things the way you would do things and not just say, okay, I won just because I copied this other guy's successful strategy. I may, if it comes down to it, if I do think it's the best thing for the run and I agree with it, but all in all, I'm just gonna prefer my own tried and true strategies, even from just a pride perspective too. But I am not opposed to borrowing some ideas like the farmstead comp there. And maybe a few others, we'll see. Definitely paved the way for some people doing this challenge with your tried and true strategies. So I just have to pave a way for people to see there are alternative strategies available, hopefully. Okay, camp. Good here. We do want scout ahead for a long... Okay. Yeah, it's scouting is so busted in long missions. You get so much value for it, especially if you can avoid a few fights to prolong the scouting buff. Definitely going to want that. And again, stand... how many Crusaders? I have 2. I do need Crusaders till the end of the game, so I might as well get stand tall now, I think, if I'm going to be taking them. It would be nice to have that option later on. She already... Okay, I always want to take Encourage on Vestal, because she always has the Salacious Diary, which gives her 20 stress heal instead of 15. Because we have Rabies here on purpose, I should probably take another actually trinket instead of the Crucial box, which would otherwise be pretty good here. Definitely need some accuracy on Crusader, some accuracy on him, because he has Fair with the Fighter instead of Quick Draw like my other my other Bounty Hunter. I'll take the Crucial box here. And then for Crusader, what would make the most sense here? Maybe Paralyzer's Crest actually, because I'm only giving him 1 lance in this comp, so after that he can just reliably stun. Doesn't look like there's anything I want to sell here. Got all our skills, our camp in the right order. We gotta remember to bring blood this time. And this comp, we can just take these 3 skills. Let's take Scout Ahead. We have This Is How We Do It. We do have at least 2 sources of Encourage. I already have the right skills on her. We could take, no, I don't need to take that many. I don't think I need to plan around Revel, because Zealot's Speech is just really efficient. But then again, taking 3 more herbs than I usually would isn't the worst idea. I think I actually will just take 3 more herbs. Alright, you guys back yet? Looks like the ad should be over. Just means I won't get my break here is all, which is fine. I'll just do 1 last long dungeon, if that, and then I'll take my dinner break. Okay, so this is full here, this is full here. No other diseases I'm interested in healing. Actually, I was planning on not healing Rabies off of Arbalest, but when I put her in the treatment ward, even though I didn't get the upgrade, she just healed both of them without my consent, so that was kind of funny. It's fine. If she doesn't have Rabies, it might be even better on average sometimes. I just want to try it out in Arbalest, because she naturally has the highest accuracy in the game almost, so I think Rabies is fair on her, even in Torchless. We are in high infestation now, so keep that in mind as well. There's a lot of bleed in the Warren, so I like to take... Normally I'd like to take 9 of these, but I think we should be okay here. I'll take a full stack of Holy Waters. Probably 4 for Curios and 2 for possible defense. That's my logic. We're not going to need torches for long quests. We should be able to find plenty. And I'll take... Normally I would take 2 blood for 1 cursed guy in a medium mission. He's not even craving yet, so I think 3 should do us good. And then we do have to look to do the Baron soon, actually. So next up, my leveling up will be planning around the Baron. So I probably actually keep this Vestal for Baron, because Tough is pretty defensive on her. Do have to unlock Egomania for the Crimson Court and Scientific, ideally. But we'll see. Maybe I can just roll with it. Shovels, anti-venoms, bandages, herbs, keys, holy waters, don't need, don't need, don't need, got, don't need. Should be all good here. Nothing I want to sell, I said. Bleed Amulet might have become obsolete at this point, but I'll hold on to it for a little bit longer. Actually, when am I using Bleed Amulet? Like never. Straight up never, right? Unless I want to take it to the Baron. In which case, Highwayman would probably take Crescendo Box and maybe Suncloak. I'll just keep it. It's not that much gold. Alright, so this week we are taking... It's week 35. We're taking Vestal, Crusader, Bounty Hunter, Hellion. And the Warrens, Long...
To prosecute our war against the swine, we must first scout their squalid
Okay,
homes.
see, I was like, there's no scout, but then he was just like talking his ass off, so the scout was so delayed. It's always nice to get the think you didn't get the scout and then get the delayed scout. So it's all rooms, so I can avoid these battles. We'll take off some stress trinkets while we're walking. We don't need them. It's also an argument just to get no... I could just get nothing from Curios until the end of the campaign, because, like... I mean, I can just... It's so easy to walk and run the Warrens, like, why not just wait on this stuff? This could actually give me a map, so I think I will pick this up, though, for now. Kind of already pissed off at how much stuff I have in my inventory. Like, I have to give up something anyway now to swap the map onto Hellion here for the trap disarm. It's gonna be the crest every time. Nice. No scouting, okay. I might just take the guaranteed hallway then. And then we snake our way around. This part will be kind of awkward because I do have to hit all these areas and there's no scouting to find better routes, but it should be okay. This is pretty annoying. I think I prefer Manning Wine over the Thirst at this point, because I don't... Okay, good. We're fine. So although I have a higher stun chance with Flashbang, Uppercut allows me to do a little bit of damage as well. So I'm not to do that, and I can try to lance this one and then Iron Swan this one here. Nice.
Decimated.
Okay, perfect. That would not have been possible if I hadn't knocked. Okay, that sucks. Hopefully we get some more blood here then. See, this is where Vestal is nice, right? Because what is the Cultist doing in this scenario? He can't... I guess he could try to double stun, but this one's already stunned this round anyway, so it's dying. Just topping everyone off is, like, just pretty damn nice.
Obliterated. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Yeah, okay. No blood though, unfortunately, but we should have enough. no scouting. We'll try to walk around as much as possible. Okay, he has Necromania, I knew that. We have a torch here in case we find a pile of scrolls somewhere. Let's remember that. There's a torch right there. And I didn't get a hunger check here, so could be a good time to do that. This team is very threatening. You can easily die to a comp of 3 Munchworms and a Mark. So definitely have to be a little bit careful how we do this here. We'll stun here with the Vestal, and then we can stun with the Bounty Hunter on this one, and then we can Iron Swan. Okay. I actually don't want to knock this back into position 4 because I want Hellion People Iron Swan the pig. So let's do the higher stun chance. These worms do have higher stun resist than the average enemy. We did get shoved to the back, and that's really unfortunate. So in that case, I could just look to Yawp here. Yeah, I always knew. I kind of figured that was going to happen. Okay, that's good though. Beast Hater, really nice. Yeah, see, can easily die with, like, I think one of my round, like week 5, 7, 8, like runs, I had a flash in it, like pretty much like 70%, 80% HP. One mark, one crit from one of these worms, got to Death's Door, died to Blight on his very next turn, even through the Holy Water. So it can be kind of crazy. Yeah, see, that's very dangerous now.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
And I have to stun here.
Annihilated.
Like, I'm trying to think to myself, if this worm had gone first, could the cultist have been better here than Vestal? It's kind of hard to say. He would have been able to heal first. He would have had faster speed, so he could potentially have healed Bounty Hunter off Death's Door before Vestal. So that would be 1 point in Occultist's favor, I guess. Even if I get crit here, we do have Crusader to bail us out, so I'm fine to preserve the Holy Water. Because of how risky this fight is looking, I'm probably going to opt to just try to finish off this worm before I do any stress healing. We just camp here because we get our scouting buff up, we heal a bit of HP and stress in everyone, and just heal HP, so I'm not that as concerned about the stress here. It may be counterintuitive, but I'm actually going to kill this worm now, because this worm can be stunned by Bounty Hunter next turn. And the mark is gone now, he shouldn't be able to crit as high. And this allows us to stall a little bit more. Okay, that's the first stun I was able to land. See? 16, that was 16 heal right there. I don't really want to kill him just yet, so I could probably just do it.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Yeah. You gotta be very, very careful with these Drummer Pig 3-worm fights. That's like almost on par with spiders in a way. They're tankier than spiders. They, you know, can't stun you, but you can very easily die to those comps, especially early on in the game. There's like no battles on this map, which is kind of interesting. And there's so many curios too. I'm almost wondering, since I already have scouting here, I kind of just want to maybe do this another way. But let's camp first and decide later.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
I could hit Zealot's Vigil here and then Zealot's Speech, and that'd be pretty good. But if I want to stand tall, or this is how we do it, and then like Sharpened Spear or something and hit Revel, that gives me... Oh, hold on here. I'm definitely hitting Zealous Vigil in any scenario, so I do that first. And then if I Revel here, then I can hit This Is How We Do It. Otherwise I just Zealous Speech, and that's also fine. But Revel is actually more stress heal than Zealous Speech even. No, not strictly, more. Honestly, we should be fine. I'm just gonna hit Zealous Speech here. Because Crusader himself doesn't really need the stress heal, it hits everyone else. With Revel, you're kind of wasting some stress heal on Crusader, and then I'm using up a lot of herbs. If we need to stress heal the next camp, then I can do that instead. Okay, so how do I want to do this? It's more efficient path-wise to just do a zigzag up here and then go down here and hit up these rooms. The alternative is what actually going to these rooms. But I could finish the quest earlier this way and avoid a lot of potential fights, plus the scouting is kind of better. Okay, yeah, so I can do this here. This really helps with the Iron Swan. Let me just plan on hitting everything up on the way back. Even though Necromania may affect that one. Okay, I'm actually going to avoid that fight as I scouted it out. I'm not interested in scouting right now because I already have enough scouting from everything else. So this could lock in her... Okay, it gives her Bloodthirsty in addition to Necromania, which is kind of bad. Yeah, that's why I really wanted to... If I had unlocked Necromania and locked in Slugger before, it would have been really nice, but I opted to Stress Healer instead to potentially take her to the Brick Pounder fight. So, it did spiral into a worse situation, but I didn't waste that week anyway. I did lock in some different quirks. Don't need this many bandages at this point. Don't need to know this stuff though.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Okay, it's our first unscattered battle. I will equip Breakthrough here. Didn't need it.
Press this advantage.
I'm killing this worm early so that he can't get 2 marked hits off. Yeah, and the mark is just nothing at this point. I'm just gonna opt to just kill this guy.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I kind of thought that I would just kill him with all this extra damage, but it's alright. Let's try... Oh, I should just be able to do this.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Be nice if we find a Shambler's altar, actually. Damn, looks like we're gonna have enough blood. This one's actually scouted, so tape you up again. If you do that, this guy can only use his worst ability from the last rank there. I am going to try to snipe him with Hellion though. Good.
As the
Because again, he's a very
falls,
threatening enemy.
faint hope blossoms.
Even contributing to like Ash's Death Door resistant champion. It's literally like that bad.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless
Okay, so it looks like I can
inordinate
drop the
exsanguination be
shovels, don't need
considered a
those.
virtue.
I could just camp here to increase my slots for loot too. But I'll hold off on that. I'll just finish every quest here and then we'll hit up the loot. I can avoid this hallway battle if I go up here. I'll have to stun this pig first. Okay. I'm really more concerned about disease and stress than like a... Well, if I'm concerned about stress, I should kill this thing. Didn't quite work out. In this case, I do want to stun this Swine Chopper every single round I can, because getting stunned by him is really bad. I can try to go for... There's actually a good chance I just one-shot this pig, surprisingly. How is this Crusader so fast? Oh, because he's bloodlusted. So I'm gonna say, like, what the hell's going on? Nice big cleave heal. See, that was like, again, 16 heal. Be hard-pressed to find such efficient healing with other comps. And plus, stress, damage, everything is all manageable, right? So it's like, really happy with a team like this. Wow, actually landed a double stun there. He can't even stun like the worms most of the time in round 1, but he double stunned this guy. He does have slower stun resist than the worms though, I remember. This might be the end of the quest here.
Remind yourself
I can hit the
that
firewood, which means it's not the end.
slow and
Which
insidious
is fine.
killer.
One more fight. I could just camp here for the loot then. Like, why not, right? I think I'd prefer to wait one more room. Just in case we get stressed for the next fight, then we can just avoid any other fights for the rest of the dungeon and still fill up our loot. But I do want to slot something in for the Jade here, though. Yeah, let's pitch the Crest in that case. And we have, like... I was telling this to Math Jack the other day, but I saw him just, like, opening these chests and stuff, and his loot was full, and then it's like... You know, it's the Warrens. Just wait until the end of the fight, and you have an easy path back to all these curios. You don't have to, like, find extra fights and stuff, you know? That's a little tip for any newer players, is that there's no need to open curios when you can just backtrack for them. When you have more space on your inventory, you can pitch all the defensive items. Always wanted to stun this guy. This time she couldn't even stun him. So that's unfortunate that all of this happened. But at least I can always kill this guy. See, him stunning you is very awkward action economy. I don't want him to stress cleave us, so it does mean taking a... Holy crap, I outspeed this pig? At a speed differential of 4? That's kind of crazy. I was about to say, like, I have to tank a spit from that pig, but guess not. Let's see if we can double stun again. Yeah. You can't double stun me, though. That's like... Sorry, man. It's looking like I don't even have to feast during camp.
This expedition at least promises success.
Is this the end? Looks like it's not. It's like it's still the option to camp here. But it's an empty room, so I could definitely just camp here and yeah, call it a day.
A spark without kindling.
Why did I even hit that? I didn't even need to do... I could have done 2 food instead of 4 food, but I'm probably just throwing away the food anyway. We'll take damage buffs in case I can see a Shambler's Altar or something, I guess. Might as well hit Revel 2, if that's my logic. And then we can just toss most of the herbs. Because half the time Helen is just going to interact with the dead bodies anyway, so it's like, what's the point? That's another pro tip for you guys. Revel, one of the strongest stress healing moves for only 3 points. You just get massive debuffs on it, but you can take extra herbs to cure them off if you're planning to do that. Alright, I don't have to do any battles if I don't want to, because I have so many curios to clean up that I left. I do remember there was a torch elsewhere in the dungeon, so no need to grab this torch right now. I want to hit up the treasure chest first, and that way I can ditch the keys in my inventory, because they're not going to be used for anything else at this point. And I did want to save these stacks of food to hit some hunger checks here. But I might just pitch that stack of food after I hit up this room here. Yeah, sure. Pitch that. And how do I want to pad this? Probably hit up these 2 curios here and then loop around like that. Seems like a smart idea. Egg, books, no thanks. I have not seen what this hallway is yet, so maybe there's a Shambler's Altar here or something. So we'll leave that torch for now. Maybe a pile of scrolls. I don't know if this hallway is scouted. I think it should be. Might not be, though. I don't need the stress from this thing. I'm inclined to take a journal page. I don't see a need for herbs anymore at this point. That's what I was afraid of. Yeah, it's rough. Me choosing to stress heal her instead of healing off Necromania has spiraled into her getting bloodthirsty and tetanus and preventing loot from that curio. So that's kind of sad. I think I will hit up this battle. Looks like I do need to find a few additional fights to...
Wealth beyond measure.
Maybe? Or I could just run away with this stuff, honestly.
Foolhardy alike.
Like I could just do this, I'm kind of chilling too. Yeah, why not? I do need to get journal pages up, and our inventory is kind of full.
The twisting tunnels seem a little less impossible.
I got bad healer and Vestal, that kind of sucks. She's got a lot of bad quirks to get off then. Guilty Conscience also sucks. So the only note I can make for this dungeon is finished with 0 stress.
In time, you will know the tragic extent
Week
of my
36
failings.
now. 70k, so we probably got around 3,000 gold from the bank this week. Quick Draw Charm. I'm not the biggest fan of that item as some of the other players doing this, I know. Oh, that's actually half decent for Brigand Pounder. So for this one I would want a Vestal Wheel Tactician, you know. Would make sense for a boss battle. The other one is also very good, obviously. Maybe I want to get this one to level 3 for the Baron, actually, seeing as the other Vestal is kind of so crappy. If I take a Plague Doctor, though, instead of Bounty Hunter, then the bonus is that I can heal off both these diseases at one time, and that's also fine. Plague Doctor isn't half bad in the Brigand Pounder fight either. I would just play it like comp like this in that case. Am I in a big rush to get Vestal to level 3 though, is the question. Because this Vestal is going to hit level 3 no matter what. If I pick a different quest for this Vestal, then she can go on 2 more quests. Nothing good here, nothing good here. If I was rich, I would just grab this just cuz, but for 1/8 of my gold, I'm not really feeling it. Only one stressed out person. I mean, what is my plan for Baron then? To even consider Baron, I have to get all these 2 upgrades, so let's see. I do get more Ds from this. Cudgel's not bad either, but we have the Dazzling Mirror to stick on Houndmaster for the Cudgel, which is kind of nice. I could also try to get people to level 4 before Baron from the farm set or something else, because that gives them more resistances across the board for the Crimson Court. It's not bad either. It's definitely these 2. I'm not sure about the... I'm kind of leaning towards the Plague Doctor. Yeah, to heal off these diseases at once. We can just say goodbye to rabies. It's like, whatever, it's not that great. If we heal off rabies, then we can stick like a second trinket on her that's not accuracy, like a Dark Bracer or something. Since I can't go to the Baron immediately, I do have time for this Vestal to get to level 3. Again, maybe I just take this Vestal and then dismiss her next week, because again, she has nothing good. So I think I'm more confident with that idea. I probably just dismiss this Vestal. I already have another level 3 Vestal who's arguably worse though, is the other thing. She just got bad healer. Tough versus fair weather fighter, beast hater. It's kind of hard to say. How many vessels do I have right now? I'll just start like dismissing Vestals and not replacing them. I have 4 Vestals. I do kind of like to have 4 at all times. If I'm saving Vestal for anything, it's for the bosses like this. I might as well take the Wheel Tactician one that we can dismiss at level 3. And then the other Vestal I have can be taken on 2 more quests, yeah. If he already has quick reflexes, I might want to actually take the Poison Herb here. You can't consistently expect to blight the wheeled enemies. Unless you have Poison Herb, then it's blighting every time. She's pretty safe in the back ranks, and yeah, no enemies are really reaching her here, so I don't really care about the minus 3 HP. I'd rather have the blight chance for the wheeled enemies. And for you, we can stick on, yeah, just these 2 items. Need a little bit of accuracy since she has rabies for the time being. Don't really need anything else. What did I just get from that quest? Unholy Slayer's Ring? I don't see myself ever equipping this, ever. Maybe it would be good on, like, the Necromancer. Not the Prophet. This would only be used against the Necromancer, really. And for minus 8 dodge, it's kind of a steep price for Torchless. Saw a guy doing a challenge run. I don't doubt it, Giraffe. I wouldn't be surprised if you did. But finish your thought, I guess. Two-bomb frontline. Very interesting, because obviously you can't stun with the first... You can't do anything with the first bomb. So you have to just, like, hit transform every time, I guess. I could see that being, like, a fun little strategy in Torch... and, like, full Torch. I honestly don't see anyone doing that in Torchless, right? Was it Torchless? I'd be surprised if it was Torchless. I mean, I'm sure you could clean house with Transformation Abomination every turn, but it's kind of like you could probably clean house with any other person there, like a Hellion or like a Leper or some other frontliner too, I imagine. Yeah, I don't, like, it's just not needed for room battles and hallway battles, right? So you're just trying to, I don't know. Like, the Transform A-Bomb can't stun either. He can't reach into rank 4, so, and he's doing massive stress to both himself and the team. So it's kind of like, what's the strategy against stress casters if you're doing that, right? I'd have to know what kind of challenge run the guy was actually doing to make an opinion on that. I shouldn't need Sanctuary if I have Bandit Sense. Yeah, this team is just like cleaning house every time against this boss. Again, Brigand Pounder, if you see me bringing a weird comp, it's because, like, the Brigand Pounder is just so easy. If you've watched any of my previous playthroughs of him, it's just like a free fight. So the biggest challenge is mostly walking to him in Veteran Champion Wield. So using more of one of the same class generally is Courage? Not really. It just so happens that in this game, generally playing 2 of the same character isn't as versatile as just picking someone else to fulfill different roles in the team. But you'll certainly see me, like, I played 2 Highwaymen against the Fnatic, right? because I literally think that's the best comp against the Fnatic, and it did kill him like in like 2 rounds. So I will definitely take 2 of the same character on occasion if I feel it's necessary. Or in the early game where I don't have many heroes, like double Plague Doctor is a solid backline. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's just on average, you're better off fulfilling the needs of your team with different characters. Yeah, if it's the courtyard playing for like different bosses, you're playing to like, finish off the bosses early, so that's where Abomination excels, is transforming for the bosses. But it certainly wouldn't be the ideal team for the courtyard, hallway battles, and room battles. If you're doing a comp like that, I'm sure it's under like the restrictions of a certain challenge. Maybe it's ideal, or you're doing it for fun. Would be another way, but it would not be like an optimized team in any scenario that I can imagine. I mean, as soon as you transform, you're doing stress to the entire team, right? And then every single turn that it's Abomination's turn while transformed, he also takes additional stress. So maybe he was stress healing with crits and stuff, killing enemies, or he has stress heal on the team like Houndmaster or Jester. But like, you have to play I don't know, you have to kind of like play around that strategy, whereas like, why not just take a well-rounded comp, right, that can stun and kill enemies and stress heal? Your strategy with that comp is just to rush down enemies as soon as possible, which I don't even see you doing that half the time with like a courtier or a chevalier that's sitting in rank 3 or 4. Like, you can't even reach those guys half the time. Like, a shield breaker's pierce is probably doing just as much damage as rage, like half the time. So it's kind of like, what's the point to me? All right, I'm gonna call it for here. It's getting pretty late here. I gotta get some dinner. My mouth is pretty dry from talking so much with Ash, which I definitely appreciate his conversation, but I gotta take a little break here. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for the new follows, Giraffe, Maidenless, Ash. Always a pleasure to have you guys, Scorpio Seb. And I'll be back on after dinner. Let's see who we can raid out here. We got a guy streaming with camera. Doesn't have many viewers. Let's show him some love. If he's putting in the effort here. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, if I don't see you guys again tonight, have yourself a good night, and made a lot of good progress.